and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing a recipe for char siu pork or Chinese barbecue pork. To get started here, I have about 3.5 pounds of pork shoulder that I went ahead and washed and prepped, and I'll be using some char siu sauce. I found this at the Asian store or market, and this is what really gives the pork, you know, that red tint. And I'll be using some Hoisin sauce, oyster sauce, soy sauce. I have garlic and ginger paste, some Chinese cooking wine. I have honey, brown sugar, some white pepper, and Chinese 5-spice. So basically what we'll be doing here is making a marinade for the pork. We will add all the ingredients to a bowl, mix really well, and we will place the pork into this marinade. We will let this sit overnight or for 24 hours. You know, you cannot rush this process. This is a recipe that you have to let it sit overnight or at least 8 hours. And I will show you guys tomorrow what we will do next. Now I have 2 other recipes with this same char siu pork on my channel because I make it a lot. I love this recipe. It is so delicious, and back in Guyana this is very popular. So I know my Guyanese folks will enjoy this. Now we will pour the marinade over top of the pork and make sure that the pork is nicely submerged and that it is well coated with the marinade. Then we will place everything into a Ziploc bag, just, you know, to avoid overcrowding your fridge. You know, it can fit in a bag, so you want to just make space and add it to a Ziploc bag and place it in the fridge overnight. And tomorrow I'll show you guys how we will roast the pork. So fast forward to the next day, I did prep a baking tray with some foil wrap. This step is very important because we will be roasting the pork and we will be glazing it. And your utensils will become very burnt and you don't want to damage them. For easy cleanup and to protect your utensils, you want to go ahead and line whatever dish you're using with some foil paper or foil wrap. Unless you're using a disposable dish, then that's fine to use it like that. So we'll place the pork on top there, and then what we'll do is add some water into the baking tray. That will avoid, you know, the high smoke, you know, from emanating from the oven. And it will also help to keep the pork moist because we will not be covering the pork. We'll be roasting it uncovered. Then we'll place this in a 425-degree oven for 1 hour, basting every 15 minutes. While the pork is in the oven, we'll go ahead and make the glaze for the pork using some honey, soy sauce, and char siu sauce. We'll add all the sauces to a bowl, mix really well, and set aside. Super simple and easy. So char siu pork has a signature red color, and you know, sometimes to get that red color, what you need to do is add some red food coloring, because usually they would add red bean curd. That's like a more natural redness to the pork, but that still doesn't get the pork super red. So what they'll be adding is some red food coloring to get that super red tint to the pork. And that's what we will add here to our glaze because we want the signature red look. 15 minutes in, we'll go ahead and glaze our pork for the first time. We'll glaze it with that yummy glaze and then place it back into the oven for another 15 minutes. 30 minutes in, we are glazing the pork for a second time. Then we'll place it back into the oven for another 15 minutes. "45 minutes in, we are glazing the pork for a third time. This time, we'll bump the heat up to 450 degrees and we will let it cook for the last 15 minutes. After 1 hour, this is how our pork is looking. We will let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes before we slice into it and see what it looks like. Now let's cut into the pork and see what it looks like on the inside. I already know it's going to be super juicy, tender, and delicious. Now in Guyana, we would call this the red pork, and we usually go and order a mixed fried rice or a pork fried rice. And this is the pork that you'll be getting. Sometimes it's super red all over, or sometimes it comes exactly like this. Today, I will be enjoying my char siu pork with some Chinese fried rice. I will leave the link to this down in the description box for those that are interested. And yeah, this is how they serve it up, with some shredded cabbage and carrots and the cucumbers on the side. It is so delicious. Once you learn to make it, you would never visit the Chinese restaurant ever again. I hope you guys give the recipe a try, and if you enjoy my video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for me. I will be leaving all my ingredients and measurements down in the description box, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good day and enjoy!